writing, I learned a lot about myself because it's a really good coping skill to let go of stress, and I really learned a lot about myself, like just like the move and just dealing with stress and just with my mom and my brother. And I just really opened up and think like, wow, like I was wrong on this aspect and this is why my mother made this decision, or this is why my brother got in an argument with me. Like I just really opened up to think, I just opened up so much more, like, I don't know how to explain it, it's just crazy.
I started becoming a bright citizen when I reached high school. That's when I started getting the most, like, I wouldn't say praise, but that's when I started getting the most compliments. Like, Miss Carly, oh my God, you changed. Oh my God, you so behaved. Like, the whole high school year, I've never been to the principal's office unless I'm visiting the principal, telling my principal, hi, how you doing, what's up, how's your son? You know, ever since the beginning, and like, her telling me that I've changed so much is great, because I used to be in the principal's office all the time, and now I'm not. I'm like, it was a what do you call it? I don't remember I don't know how to phrase it. It's something within myself. Like, I was just like, I have to change because this is gonna be for myself. And I don't want, like, I don't know, I just want my kids to be like, I want my kids to be like, yo, my dad is the best. Cause, you know, at one point, you're looking like, you stop working for yourself. I work for like my future, cause I want my future to be bright. I don't wanna be like a hobo, or like, I don't wanna be out of work, or like having my kids struggle. I don't want them to struggle. So if I don't want them to struggle, I gotta work hard.
Right now, it's fourth quarter, and we have a class like to determine like our research proposal. So like we have to come up with a proposal for like what we're gonna do next year. So we're not really starting our main year-long project, but we're thinking about what we're gonna do. And by the end of this quarter, we should figure out like what it's gonna be. In 1 hour, I figured out what I wanted to do, what I wanted it to be about, how I'm gonna do it, what form it's gonna be in. It's not just gonna be a paper. It's gonna be like a 3D type of pop-up book, and it's gonna be about art and architecture and all the places I've lived in. And like I was just going on. I was writing down all my ideas, I was talking about it, and then I was late to my next class. I was late. I was like, the hour it's not up yet. Like I was ready to do something else, and like I was ready to take out a computer and like write it down and like put it in my email, and the hour was up. I couldn't take out the computer. It was like, I was like 5 minutes late to my next class, just talking about my research proposal. Yeah.
Certain people set off a challenge that cannot be reached, that can't be like a goal, that's just like kind of impossible. And I think that happens to everybody. That it's happened to me before. I mean, it happens, but you just got to go back out there and make a goal that's like realistic, like you know you can do. Like, and making goals that are too easy, they're just pointless. Like they don't really do anything. It's really like you have to like know yourself and know your capabilities and know what you can do. And those are the type of goals that you need to make.
I had a lot of challenges at coming since I came not halfway through the first quarter. Yeah, halfway through the first quarter. I I really didn't care well, it's not that I didn't care, it's just like I just found it in myself that I already fell into the hole, my life hole, and I just couldn't really get out of it. And then towards like the end of the year where I was failing like all my classes, they had this program, I think it was called Club 10. It was like every day after school till like 5 o'clock you have to stay after and work. And it was like this big challenge for me because it wasn't just one class, it was most of my classes. So having to do all the work every day and having to stay after with teachers and redo essays and try to get myself out of staying back and trying to get myself out of summer school even though I went, but it was just for one class. So I felt like after that year, knowing that I gave like the last quarter, I gave it my all, and passing most of my classes and just like flunking one was like the biggest challenge I overcame in life, actually. Just like knowing that I was gonna get kept back and like working myself up.
Class about fueling the car of tomorrow. It's basically because New York taxis want to go green because we're running out of oil, and it really didn't interest me at the beginning because I didn't care about cars because I usually take the train, so that doesn't bother me. But once like we started to learn that mostly everything we uses oil and we're at some time gonna run out, that it was like we learned different approaches to different fuels, and it was really interesting to see what fuel was better and what fuel's gonna work and how is the economy gonna be affected and how everybody else is gonna be affected. And I didn't see it as that when I first entered. I just saw it as, oh, I'm learning about cars. But it was a really good course and I enjoyed it. Like I've talked about it with my father because he's into cars and he drives a car, and he was in kind of like shock that I knew what I was talking about because he never saw me as a car type of person, like I was never interested. But now he sees and he's like, okay, you outsmarted me, but okay.
I like to play guitar a little bit, so I would get into a song and then I would practice it a couple times, and then I would just not even look at the guitar and just try to finger pick it, and I would eventually get it, and I would feel good because like, oh, I didn't have to take the time to take the money and spend on a guitar lesson. Like I actually did it myself, like on a computer. Like I actually taught myself how to play it by ear. Like that's a good feeling.
While I was on stage, I wasn't nervous. Like off stage, like before starting, I was so nervous, like I was shaking. I was like, oh my God, I hope I do great. Smile the whole time. And I did. And it was just like, I was so happy. And I don't think I would have done that in Colombia. I was really proud of that.